All right, we are live. Hi, everybody, and welcome to this exclusive webinar presentation. What are we calling this? 3 secrets to landing a high-paying job in business. And we're going to jump into the content really, really quick. We're just going to wait a few minutes for a few people to come on. But my name is Jamie Newman, Marketing Director with Academy of Learning for Alberta. And I'm joined by Rebecca. Say hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
You don't have to wave with 2 hands. That was just me. But yeah, I'm excited for us to jump into the content today. We're covering, as the title suggests, 3 secrets to landing a high-paying job, and I'm going to walk us through some context before we actually get into that in just a minute. But if you're watching, why don't you say hi? You should be on YouTube watching. We're trying out this streaming directly to YouTube, so it looks like a number of people are already in. But why don't you just go to you in your comment, just say hi and tell us where you're from. Looks like there's 10 of you, so if you can comment, I don't know how easy, especially if you're on a phone, it might not be easy. Should comment. We know Jessica came on and said thank you for the invite. So hi, Jessica. And anybody else? Alana's here. Hi, Alana. How are you? I guess we can't have a full conversation. And you're from Edmonton, and Jessica's from Fallis. Where's Fallis or Fallis?
I've never heard of Fallis. Yeah.
It's got to be a small town. Is Fallis a small town, Jessica? We'll wait and see if it's a small town, or I'll just Google it afterward. I'm not sure how quick the speaking in the comments come in, but anyway, we're glad it's by Wabamun Lake. I don't know where that is either.
Neither me either.
That's okay. We are so happy that you are here, and we're happy for everybody else that's on right now. Very small lakeside community, of course. Yeah, nice. Well, again, we are talking about 3 secrets to landing a high-paying job today. And just by way of some context, so this was probably a number of years ago now, but I remember being in our kitchen living room. I've got 4 kids right now. We had, I think, 2 at the time, and it was about this time of year, and we were talking about Christmas gifts to buy for our kids and for our family. And I don't know if you've ever been there, but that conversation quickly turned into a conversation about money and finances. And we were in a position where we literally couldn't buy anything for gifts except essentials. And that's what we did. Shampoo, toothpaste, that type of thing. The things we actually needed, we were wrapping them and putting them under the tree because we couldn't afford to buy anything as like actual gifts. And even those we put on credit card at the time. But the point is, I remember thinking to myself, well, and talking with my wife at the time, she's still my wife, but it was at the time, something has to change. I've got to do something different from what I'm doing today. And that's kind of where we're at for the context of this. What we're looking at today is how do you earn more money in a career that you love? How do you tie those 2 things together? We're talking specifically about business. Now, what this is not a get rich quick or an overnight success type of sales pitch. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. But what this is 3 practical things that we're going to walk through that you can actually do to actually land a job in business and actually make more money than you are today. And what we're doing is we're literally giving you our best advice, our best stuff for free. This is obviously a free event, and obviously we'll talk about Academy of Learning at the end. But we wanted to make sure this would be valuable for you, even if you aren't interested in career training with our school. My own background, I've been with Academy of Learning for over 3 years now. And prior to that, I did some business management. And even prior to that, I spent over 8 years in recruitment, working for the largest privately held staffing agency in North America. And so I've helped hundreds of companies in multiple industries here in Alberta hire people at every level. And so that's the experience that I'm bringing to the table. And then we're obviously joined by Rebecca as well. Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Great. Rebecca is a graduate of Academy of Learning Career College. And what was the program you graduated from?
I did administrative coordinator diploma. It was previously our computerized business applications diploma.
So a business program. So that's
Yep.
good.
Yep.
And now Rebecca is a professional admissions advisor, so she helps people understand their career options. She's also our Red Deer campus lead, meaning she manages the campus operations. And she's our community relations lead as well for Red Deer, which means that she's out working with local organizations and different associations in the local Red Deer community. One of which is we're a drop-off site for the Red Deer Christmas Bureau toy drive. And so if you have any toys you want to donate for a good cause, you'll want to take them into Red Deer. Actually, all of our campuses across Alberta are doing a toy drive. So if you're in Calgary or Medicine Hat or Airdrie or Edmonton, and you've got some toys that you'd like to donate, just go to one of our campuses and there's a box and we'll make sure that we get them to a local charity. And you can find out all that. I don't know where. It should be on our website, for sure on our social media. If you're not following us on Instagram, that's a really good place to be. Our tag is myAOLCC. So Instagram.com/myAOLCC, or just search myAOLCC and you'll find us on Instagram. Anyway, that's me, and that's Rebecca. And again, we're bringing you our best stuff. The way that we actually prepared for this was we met, I don't know, probably a week, or was it last week?
It was last week, yep.
Yeah, and we sat down and we were just brainstorming what are the top 3 things that we tell people when they say they want a better job and they want to make more money and they're interested in a career in business. What are we actually telling people? And then what are we seeing makes people successful? That's how we put this together, and that's what we're going to walk into. But first, I do want to highlight a couple things. First of all, the news is telling us today, actually this was yesterday, that now is a really good time to make more money. And that may sound backwards, but there's an article in the Star, and it was saying Canadian workers, I'll just read the headline, Canadian workers see hottest wage growth in years, with pay for new employees soaring 10% in the last in 24 months, in the last 2 years. And then there was another article by Globe and Mail, and I think it was in a couple other publications, called Job Hop Your Way to Higher Pay. And what's happening right now is obviously the economies are rebuilding. COVID-19 has had tremendous impact. I don't think we even need to talk about that. In fact, we won't. But the point is different provinces, governments within Canada and in Alberta are investing into rebuilding the economy. And one of the things that they're doing is they've been giving employers grants, and employers are able to take those grants to actually hire people. And because it's helping with hiring, they're able to pay more. And so when there's a tough job market and you want the best candidate, and you've got a little bit of money coming from the government to ease your ability to hire somebody when the economy's been down, you take that money and you hire somebody and they're getting paid more. So people who are switching jobs are getting paid more than if they stay in the same spot. And people who are getting hired in general are earning 10% more than they were 2 years ago. That's significant. Of course, it depends where are those jobs. And we're going to talk a little bit about where are those jobs. And I'll actually turn over to you, Rebecca, if you want to just give us an idea. When we're talking careers in business, what are the industries we're looking at, and what are the types of jobs that we're actually talking about today?
So a lot of the career industries that we're looking for are actually accounting and financing, marketing, production and operations, human resources, and general administration. Entry-level career opportunities that we're looking for are examples: assistant office manager, administrative officer, administrative service coordinator, financial assistance administrator, banking clerks, management trainees. Those are just a few examples.
Yeah, we've got like programs in accounting, programs in marketing. Really, I guess the picture would be, if you like business and if you're a man and you want to wear a tie, actually, I don't even know if people wear ties in business anymore. I'm not wearing a tie clearly today, but any type of business environment, there are some specific job titles, just like Rebecca walked through. But if you want to manage a business, if you want to be a supervisor, if you want to work in a professional office, if you want to work in a high-level administrative position, that's what we're talking about. Doing something in an office environment, even in some cases working from home. I'm working from home right now. and within business. That's the careers that we're looking at. And I was doing some statistics research yesterday. I'm just going to share a few of these, but the median wage for an office clerk, according to the government of Alberta, is $25 an hour. The median wage for a clerk in banking is $27 an hour. Actually, it's 27.09 per hour, median. That means in the middle. A management trainee, the median wage is $38.46. And the median wage for an administrative clerk is $25 an hour. Now, entry level will fluctuate a little bit of that. Administrative clerks, office clerks, they're starting right around $16.50 an hour, which is still a little bit above minimum wage. But the opportunity in those capacities is significantly higher growth than in other areas. So, for instance, if you are in retail, you are going to have a higher opportunity to make more money if you're in management. That's kind of obvious. But if you are in a retail or fast food or a typical minimum wage job, your ability to grow is going to be quite limited. Whereas if you're in an office environment or in more of a business career, your opportunities extend significantly. And I didn't even mention the high end of paying jobs, but some of these roles, when you get into management, you're looking $80 an hour. So the idea is, how do you get into a career where the entry level is a little bit above minimum wage or significantly if you're a management trainee? And how do you get on a growth path so that goes up every year to where you're making $40,000-$50,000 a year, and then 60, and then 70, and then the sky is the limit, especially if you're in entrepreneurship. And those, we also do programs like that. But the challenge then is what we're talking about today. The challenge is, okay, there's jobs that are paying more. I'm interested in business, and there's a high potential for me to get more money than I'm making today. How do I actually do it? How do I actually qualify for these jobs? And it's interesting, if you do some research on this, Indeed, and if you know what Indeed is, it's the #1 job site in Canada. You've probably heard of it. The skills that they say you need in order to build a strong career in business are as follows. You need negotiation tactics, leadership, communication, resourcefulness and networking, business development, research, project management, community development, decision making, and economic skills. That's what Indeed says. Harvard Business School, we're not going to talk about Harvard today, but they know a few things about business, and they say in order to be successful in business, you need an understanding of economics, data analysis skills, financial accounting, negotiation, business management, leadership, effective communication, emotional intelligence, decision making, and networking. So you need to have skills in order to be successful, is what we're seeing. And so there's jobs available. The jobs pay well with lots of growth opportunity, but you actually need to learn the skills that employers are looking for. That's a challenge. And you need to have the qualifications that employers are looking for in order to get hired. But what we want to understand here is, if you have an interest in business and you can get into business and start building a career, your earning potential will skyrocket compared to positions in other fields. And I say other fields not to say like you can't go into other fields and make more money, but if you are currently working for minimum wage, you're working part-time, you're working shift work, and you're wanting a job that you enjoy and you're interested in business, there's a lot more money and more financial rewards available. So if you want job stability, financial security, and fulfillment, a job in business is going to help you. But you have to get hired. That's where we come into these 3 secrets. How do you actually land these high-paying jobs in business? And so Rebecca and I have come up with 3 secrets, and I'm going to explain what the problem is, and then Rebecca is going to share with us what the actual secret is, and we'll discuss those a little bit. But actually, you know what? Before I do, we've still got a number of people who are watching. What do you think the problem is or one of the problems that we're going to look at? I want to get hired. I want to make more money. I want to work in business, but put that in the comments if you think that there's something that is going to prevent you from getting a high-paying job in business. What do you think the problems are that we're looking at? You might be sitting there and be like, I don't even know what the problem is. I'm just interested in learning about business. But what prevents people from getting hired in an office job that pays well? I don't have the skills, work experience. And anybody else have a lack of experience? And that's a big one. Hey, I think I can do it. I may even have the skills, but I don't have the number of years experience necessary to actually do this. Qualifications. They're looking for something on my resume that I don't have. I'm not qualified. So, lo and behold, those are some of the secrets. Those are the problems that tee up the secrets that we're talking about. So, the first problem we're going to look at is you actually need training. You need to have certain skills in order to get hired. And this is the I'm not qualified. I want a job in business. I want to make more money, but I'm not qualified. And you need training. So, Rebecca, what is the secret that we want to share for someone who says I'm not qualified?
You can actually go to college and graduate within less than a year. It doesn't have to be a 2+ year program. And you don't also have to be a high school graduate to come to Academy of Learning.
Boom, there it is. What I wrote up on the screen, traditional college is not the only way. So, and this is exactly what you were saying. A lot of people think, okay, well, I need to go to college in order to get one of these jobs. And there's some truth there. You need career training.
Mhm.
But traditional college is not the only option. If we think Harvard Business School, are you going to get a job in business? Probably. It's going to be really expensive. You got to go to Harvard, obviously. It's not local. And I don't know, you're probably 4 years. And if you continue up the education ladder, could be 6, 7, 8 years of college. But you don't have to go to college for 2 years. You don't have to go to college for 4 years. You don't even have to have high school, which is really interesting. So, Rebecca, can you explain how that works?
So we have different admission options because we are an adult career college. We have different options for you for admission requirements. So you do not have to be a graduate to be qualified to attend at Academy of Learning.
That's pretty awesome. If you did not graduate high school and you think that you need college education, you need career training, you're not limited. Not every college and not every university has those exceptions. But the other thing that we've done at our college is we're an adult learning career college. It's non-traditional. So typically a college diploma program will set you back 2 years. But a lot of the students that we help, they want to get working faster. And so we've condensed our programs into a year. What's the fastest you could probably complete one of our business programs?
I mean, when I was a student, mine was 43 weeks long and I completed it in half the time.
Wow, really?
So, yep, I graduated in half the time, so I got into my working field quicker, which was my goal. I wanted to complete as fast as I could while still having honors because my grades did matter to me, but I wanted to get through it as fast as I could. I didn't want to waste 2 to 4 years in a college because one, class schedules. I didn't have that time as a mom. I needed flexibility in my program and I wanted to be able to work at my own pace and make my own hours and move through it in my timing. And I was hoping to get it done. I was thinking I was going to be done by the fall and I finished in the summer. So I did it quicker than I thought I was going to.
Nice. Yeah, it's and let me also say, you also don't have to. The secret here is not you have to go to Academy of Learning. Obviously, we're here promoting our school, but the whole idea is, if you want a job in business, you need to learn career skills somewhere. And the secret is there is a variety of ways to do that depending on who you are, what you're looking for, what resources you have. But as a little bit of I'll say this is as a sales pitch for our school. The reason that we exist and are able to continue offering our programs is because our graduates actually get hired. So we have to have a certain level of grads and a certain level of job placement in order to continue offering a program, which means that we have to be connected with employers in our local communities who are hiring our graduates. This is where that qualification thing comes in. An employer is looking for specific qualifications, and I don't have the qualifications. How do I know what qualifications I need in order to get hired? And a college or a college like ours, we actually have to prove that there are jobs in the market for our programs and actually have to have our students graduate and our graduates find work. And so any type of career training that you are looking for, The secret is you don't need a traditional college, but the thing you want to look at is, will I actually get a job if I go through this training? If I go through some online course that's maybe not a college course, will I actually get hired after? Do I actually come away with the qualifications? If I go to a 2-year or 4-year program, will I actually get a job when I graduate? And that's one of again, the selling points for our college is you'll finish in less than a year and you will get a job based on stats. But that's something that I always recommend people when they meet with admissions, ask the question, can I actually do this? And what type of jobs are actually available? So that you can have confidence of how you're going to get the skills you need to get hired. Real quick, Rebecca, there's a question from Jessica. Did you start working for Academy of Learning right after you graduated?
Yes, actually, I did. They contacted me shortly after I graduated and asked if I'd be interested in coming in for an interview. And I obviously said, of course. So,
Well, that was easy. Yeah, but obviously not all of our business graduates go into admissions advising for our college. But that is neat. And actually, we were talking about this the other day. Something like 50% of our staff are former graduates,
probably more than that,
maybe
actually.
even more. Isn't that crazy? Which is wonderful because it allows you to know that if you come to college with us, you're getting training, most likely from someone who's actually been in your shoes. Anyway, that is secret number one to the problem. Hey, I'm not qualified. I need training. Where do I go? The secret is you don't have to go to a 2 or 4-year program. There are alternative career options, but you need to actually investigate them to make sure you'll actually get a job when you graduate. The next problem is, all right, so let's say I have the qualifications. Let's say I go to Academy Learning, or maybe I go anywhere. Let's say I go to a 4-year program at a university or a 2-year program, or let's say I just do some training on my own through LinkedIn Learning or something like that. I'm still not getting hired. Why am I not getting hired if I have the qualifications? I see a job in business. I know that I can do it, but they're not actually hiring me. And this is not about the lack of experience. This is, I'm sitting in the interview and I'm not winning the interview. What's wrong? So, Rebecca, what's the secret to?
So, I get asked a lot in admissions from my students, is this diploma going to land me a job after? And what I love telling them is it is a tool that is going to help you land a job, yes, but it's not going to get you the job. You will get you the job. You have to put in the work to land the job that you want. Work ethic matters. Employers want A employees. They don't want B or C employees. They want somebody that goes that extra mile. For example, I love to tell my students, when you are doing up your resume, research the company you are applying for. If you put effort into your resume and cover letter, it gets noticed. They notice that you just didn't send them the resume that you send to everybody. This is something that our job search and resume writing book actually teaches. It teaches secrets to put into your resume and cover letter, as well as our student support. She will help you really perfect it. But again, you need to customize it for every place you're applying to. Sending the cookie cutter resume and cover letter does not cut it. You need to stand out above the other resumes and cover letters.
Yeah, I completely agree. Again, I spent a long time in recruitment, and I was at a recruiting agency, so not the direct hiring manager. But the way I would look at a resume, I'd probably spend 15 seconds on it. And I'm looking for keywords and key terms as I quickly scan it. So obviously the qualifications are important. If I need a college diploma or if I need a specific certificate, I'm going straight to education, seeing if somebody has it. Now, if they have it, and then I'm going to be looking for the other skills within the resume, and the skills have to match the job posting. The way a staffing agency works in specific is if I am a recruiter and Rebecca is a hiring manager, if I don't send her a resume that basically is a mirror image of the job description, she won't interview the candidate that I sent. And it's the same with a hiring manager. If you send in a resume and they look through it and they don't see the keywords that appeared in the job description, they're going to assume that you don't actually have the skills, even if you do. So 100%, it takes way longer, but it's worth it to go through, read through a job description, ensure you're qualified, and put that to your resume and customize it. But even beyond that, that might get you the interview. But actually getting hired is a whole different ballgame. And that's where, as Rebecca, you're saying, like the resume tips, the interview tips, getting support from a coach to actually help you and teach you how to interview really matters, because a perfect resume with the piece of paper college diploma does not mean that you're better than the 6 other candidates who have the same qualifications. You've got to differentiate yourself. And if I guess the secret is you need to actually get coaching on how to win an interview. And if you're going to go to college, it's not just about graduating. It's about excelling in what you do. If you just go through the motions and do enough to pass, you may graduate, you may have the piece of paper, but you may not actually have the skills or the confidence to walk into an interview and say, I know what I'm doing. And again, that's why we have student support services, our career coaches, people who help our students find work after and coach them all along the process while they are attending our college. Do you have anything else to add on to that, Rebecca?
One of my favorite courses that I did in my program was our Thought Patterns Day seminar. This seminar really does teach you to change the way you think and view things, and what you put out there really comes back at you. I loved it. I got a lot out of that seminar, and it's included in all of our diplomas, which I really do think if you give it the time and energy and actually take what you're learning into consideration, it has a lot of good tips in there.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. And now I don't know the story off the top of my head, so I'm going to butcher it a little bit. But this program is an elite program. This is not just an Academy of Learning specific program. Thought patterns is something that is used, I don't know, it might be worldwide. But as the story goes, and again, if I butcher it, just Google it after. You can fact check me. The Edmonton Oilers took this course after Wayne Gretzky left. I think it was Mark Messier on the team at the time. That's the story is, and if it's true or not, Google it. But if you just Google thought patterns, you will see tons of companies. I was looking at this the other day. Like, this is a program Coca-Cola uses with its employees. This is a program, and you can actually go on to different institutes that offer this, and you'll see all the client testimonials for this program, because it changes the way that you think. It gives you a different perspective, and that can be a differentiator in terms of the confidence you have walking into an interview, prepping for an interview, and going through all of your studies. So I'm glad you brought that up. All right, let's get to the third and final secret of our 3 secrets. And here's the problem, and this is a problem that was brought up as well in the comments when I asked earlier. Okay, but I don't have enough experience. I'm qualified, I'm confident, I've worked my butt off, but I walk in and I don't have the 3 years experience that an employer is looking for. How do I get my foot in the door? What's the answer?
Well, relationships really do matter, and you do need to realize and recognize the relationships you have today. Sometimes you don't even realize the relationships you're building in your everyday life. For example, when I was coming to school, I actually didn't realize they were watching me and seeing how my work ethic, how I was as a student. I didn't realize they were watching me until, one of the staff members had complimented me. And I thought, oh, okay, well, she probably says that to everybody. But then after I graduated and got a call saying, we watched you as a student. We think you'd be a great fit around here. I didn't realize that was a relationship I was building with all of the staff here while I was here. So that's why I say relationships really do matter. Even in your current job, you could be building a relationship with somebody that you don't know that could be beneficial in your future. For example, if you were a waitress or a waiter, you don't know if you're building a relationship with somebody that you're serving that day that could have a higher connection that may land you a job 2 or 3 years down the line. And then LinkedIn is a great resource to use as well to build connections. You're muted.
Mute.
There you
I'll
are.
unmute. I had to clear my throat and didn't want to interrupt you. Yeah, I'll second everything that you said. So I used to work at McDonald's. I actually worked for McDonald's, I don't know, 6 years or something. I actually saw people get job offers through the drive-through window. Like, and that's how it might sound nuts, but it's when you make an
It is.
impression on somebody, you never know who you're building a relationship with. But this is also within your friends.
Oh, that
Referrals
as well.
always get interviewed. If somebody refers, if somebody refers a friend to their employer, they will get interviewed, and they will often overlook skill gaps and experience gaps because of the person who referred them. And this is not just me saying this. This is something where I would know as a recruiter, if I had a really solid worker that I helped find a contract or a permanent position, and they told me about one of their friends who was looking for a job, I would just trust that person because they've already proven themselves to me. And all of a sudden, I'm able to get that person a job based on the referral. Even beyond that, on our marketing team right now, the person who works with me, her name is Melissa, and you've probably seen her, or you will see her on other things. She was referred. It made it very easy for me to hire her because the person who she referred to me, the person who referred her to me, I worked with and was a really solid worker. And so the relationships really do matter. And so we always recommend, if you're looking for a job, you got to look at your friends, you got to look at your family members, you got to look at your acquaintances and what you're doing right now, and build relationships, keep in touch. Customer service, if you're in a customer service role, you never know who you're meeting. And that is going to allow you to get an interview and potentially even get hired when you don't have all the experience that you're looking for. Now, from an Academy of Learning standpoint, here's where this matters to us. We, as I said before, are responsible to make sure that our graduates actually find work. The whole point is we're licensed through Alberta Advanced Education, and in order for us to be able to offer programs, we need to validate that there is a need in the economy for our programs. So what do? We help our students go to networking events. We teach our students how to network, and we network with employers in our local cities. So one of Rebecca's responsibilities and one of our student support responsibilities is to build relationships in the local community. So when we have a graduate, we end up being that relationship that says you need to interview this person. And that happens all across Alberta. So the secret is, if you don't have experience, getting hired is really tough. But if you have certain relationships that can walk you in the door, your ability to get hired without experience goes up drastically. And obviously, that's one of the roles that we play as Academy of Learning. So let me summarize these. We got 3 secrets to actually getting a high-paying job, and none of these are an overnight success. All of these are practical things. 1, you need skills. And so let me pull it up. What was it? Secret number 1. You need certain skills, but traditional college is not the only way to get skills. There's a variety of ways that you can get the qualifications that employers are looking for. But you have to actually determine, will this program or course or college actually get me the job? But even if you don't have high school graduation, even if you haven't graduated high school, career colleges like Academy of Learning, we can help you. And you can get a program done at our college in less than 2 years, less than 1 year, as Rebecca mentioned. That's secret number 1. Secret number 2, just getting a college education or getting the right qualifications isn't enough. You have to be confident. You have to essentially find a way to get coached so that you can actually win an interview and then win that interview. Get an interview and then win the interview to win the job. You have to do more than just go to college or just get a piece of paper that says I'm qualified. You have to have confidence. You have to learn how to interview, and you have to actually be valuable to the employee, right, to the employer. If they don't see you as a valuable contributor, you're not going to get hired. And secret number 3, if you don't have experience, someone needs to walk you in the front door. Relationships are extremely important. And these 3 secrets, literally, we've seen people get jobs because of them. We've seen people say, I want to work in business, and they do what it takes to get the qualifications. They do what it takes to work hard, and they accept our coaching and our training, and they work really well with our student support services so that they can walk into an interview with confidence, and they leverage their relationships. They take our networking tips, they apply them, and they leverage our services to help walk them into places that they otherwise would be one of 50 resumes applying for a job. Those are the three secrets. And whether or not you go to college with us at Academy of Learning, you do those three things, you will land a higher paying job in business. It's a guarantee. Maybe I shouldn't say guarantee, but here is what I will guarantee. Just for coming on this presentation, and even if you have a friend who's not on this presentation, you can have a free career consultation with Rebecca. So again, Rebecca's an admissions advisor. She coaches people on career opportunities through Academy of Learning. But if you're just curious about what opportunities are available with us, you can connect with Rebecca directly if you are somewhere around Red Deer. I'm going to put her contact information up right now. If you are in Calgary, we can also connect you with somebody in Calgary. If you're in Airdrie, someone in Airdrie. If you're in Medicine Hat, someone in Medicine Hat. If you're in Edmonton, someone in Edmonton. We are Canada's largest career college network. And we've got, I think, 50 locations across Canada, but we are responsible within Alberta. But you can connect with Rebecca and or someone locally. So you can contact her directly. The other thing you could do is you could go to my AOLCC. Maybe I should just put this into, hang on a second. I'll put this in as a comment. So this link right here. Tracy says, I work at Tim's to get job offers. Relationships. Isn't that amazing? That's awesome. So if you go to myaolcc.com/online info session and just put your location in, it'll connect you with a local admissions advisor. But you can also, if you're in Red Deer, just contact Rebecca and she'll talk to you. But here's where the guarantee comes in. Right now, until the end of December, you can get a grant guaranteed. What we mean by that is there are lots of government grants that are available, and we don't know what you qualify for, but if you meet with Rebecca or another admissions advisor, we'll find out what grants you qualify for, and if we can't find one, we will give you one. So every single student that is going to college with Academy of Learning, and they meet with us, is getting a grant, which is a significant discount, in some cases a really significant discount off career training with us. And the last thing I'll bring up is we also have right now a $500 referral program. So if you have a friend who might be interested in a business program, invite them, go and meet with Rebecca or another admissions advisor together. And if your friend starts, you get $500.
So and you don't have to be a student either.
Sorry, go ahead.
You don't have to be a student to qualify for the referral program as well. If you refer anybody and they put your name down, we're going to give you $500 for that if they enroll and start attending with us.
Yeah, it's awesome. So you could walk in with multiple discounts is a way to look at it. The $500 is cash. We actually send you an e-transfer.
Yeah.
But if you decide to go to school with us, you're getting a grant guaranteed to lower. Essentially, the point is, how do you make it affordable? It's not about looking at a tuition dollar. It's about return on investment. And it's about how much am I actually going to pay? And when you look at student loans and government grants, that cost goes down significantly. But if you have got a friend, you get an extra $500, which you could either apply to your college education or use for whatever you want. It's cash. And we've all the programs. We didn't walk through all the business programs here, but Rebecca can talk to you about all the different programs that Academy of Learning offers within business. Rebecca, do you just want to walk through? Let me also say this before you do this. If anybody watching has any questions about Academy of Learning, just throw them in the comments and I'll ask Rebecca. Rebecca can read them too. But anyway, Rebecca, could you just walk through what happens when someone reaches out to you and says, I want to talk about career opportunities?
So typically I always let them have the option if they want to come to the campus or if they prefer to just talk over the phone. And I just discuss with them what their career goal is, what program they are currently thinking of, and then we can go over different options. And then I always do recommend, if you want to figure out what financially you can afford, if we have a program decided, we can always do up a student aid application. It'll give you a good idea of exactly what you can afford. It'll tell you if you are eligible for the funding through student aid and what grants you can receive. And then we just go from there. It's pretty easy, and I help you with everything. Transcripts, if you need help getting those. I help you with the funding portion. Um, I help you from start to finish.
Awesome. So if you're watching right now, reach out to Rebecca. She's Rebecca Dizelle at myaolcc.com. There's her phone number to talk directly. Or you can always go to our website and book a virtual or phone conversation with an admissions advisor who is local to you. If there aren't any questions, we'll close things off. As I mentioned at the beginning, we each of our locations is partnered with a local charity for toy drive, and that is literally across Alberta: Medicine Hat, Calgary, Airdrie, High River, Brooks, Red Deer, Edmonton, and there's 3 campuses in Edmonton. So if you want to give back this Christmas and help a family in need, then go to your local Academy of Learning, drop off a toy. If you are in need, contact us and we'll let you know what charities we're partnered with so that we can get you some help as well. Other than that, we hope that you've enjoyed this. The link you're watching on is a YouTube link. You can save that and you can rewatch it, or you can share the video with a friend if they want to watch. So that is your replay. This was all recorded live automatically on YouTube, and you can rewatch it whenever you like. Other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to just continue commenting after the live stream, and we will answer those questions for you in the comment section. Thanks, Rebecca, for joining. Any last words of wisdom?
Thank you for having me. It was a blast, Jamie.
Yeah, this was fun. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye.